All right, Pisces, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for January 1st to the 7th of 2018, and this video is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out that link down below. We're using the actual size of the constellations, which does change the signs from mainstream astrology. All right, so Pisces, the week starts with a full moon on Monday, and this is in your 4th house of home, of family, and your personal life, and even your health as well. So there could be some insights about these things, or one of these things in particular. You could find that through that insight you want to start to implement and move forward this area of your life. Some of you it's location, some of you it's family, whatever it might be. So good to sort of be aware of that early in the week. Use a bit of this energy and momentum we have during the heightened phase of the cycle to again pivot and implement some of this personal life stuff, these foundations. So the week does end. The most important aspect this week is during the weekend when Mars conjoins up to Jupiter in your 8th house. So I think over the weekend, a really good time for becoming more aware of what truly matters most to you in life, where you can have a bit of that openness and intimacy and vulnerability, which you're learning a lot about and can very much motivate you. So let's look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, Pisces, so here's your chart for the week. Starting on Monday here, this full moon in your 4th house. So this is everything that is about all the foundations in our life, which is why it's associated with like home and family, and also our health, because our bodies is like foundation, it's our temple. So really good to do a status check with all foundations. Some of you might be harvesting this area if you've started anything new involving location or family or health these past 6 months. You could find that this is coming ahead here this week. And some things do, some things don't during the full moon. And it's just good to, again, do that status check so you can pivot and shift what you do want to cultivate here for the next 6 months. And so a great week for implementing that insight. Now, the full moon is forming a kite formation, as you can see here. And it is very much associated with this career emphasis that you've had the past 2 or 3 weeks. The Sun, Venus, and last month Saturn recently entered into your 10th house of career, of productive life and achievements. So this is where you're gaining energy, gaining life force. It's also where you're working hard, or can be, for the next couple of years, and really working within your limitations here so you can build a nice solid career foundation. And so with the full moon, I think it's great to balance the career stuff with the home and personal life stuff, and vice versa. Because of course we can't have one without the other, and this sort of full moon is about the integration, of those two very important areas of life. So the kite is forming some aspects with the Sun and Venus this week. On Tuesday, the Sun does sextile up to Neptune. And so this is giving a bit of easygoingness, I think, for you. Since Neptune is your modern ruler, you could maybe feel a bit expressive or creative this week, actually. Maybe a bit of harmony in your relationships. But where I think the energy is going into is, again, with the productive area. So maybe you're a bit easygoing there, or with your work or your routine, whatever it is, around Tuesday, Wednesday. Tuesday, Uranus is going direct in your sign. So if over the past 6 months you've been maybe putting some things on the back burner involving your goals or involving the things you want in life, that's starting to move forward for you now this week, of implementing a bit more of your independence, the freedom of independence, and the freedom of pursuing your goals in life. So it's all about being who you are and building your life into a way that's more of a reflection of what you're about. And so anything on that level that's shifting could be great to implement for the next 6 months there. All right, and then Wednesday, Venus does sextile up to Neptune, so you do have that, again, positive energy flow into the career sector. This could be creating some flow with your communications, actually, midweek, which is nice. And just this, again, easygoing energy and ability to connect and be receptive with Venus sextiling your modern ruler. So the week does end with Mars over Jupiter in this 8th house. Recently, last month in December, there's been more of an expansion with what truly matters most to you in life. Having deeper connections, vulnerability, and trust in your relationships. And so now Mars activating this, I think you can be very driven to get down to the bottom of things, to connect on a deeper level with life, with relationships, with yourself. And there can be plenty of opportunities for this. That's really where the opportunities are in 2018, is to see the possibilities and potentials with everything that truly matters most. And to, again, be deep and vulnerable with ourselves so that we can connect to those things that matter most and to our relationships and things like this. So really good there. And it's also the house of shared resources. So there could be opportunities over the next year for money coming to you from somewhere else or from someone else, loans, debts, also things like this. So that could be an emphasis this weekend for some of you. But most importantly, there's just more drive and motivation to connect in this deeper way. And I think it's a fantastic weekend to do that. Some of you may even too researching some things and finding some things through research. Saturday, Mercury does trine up to Uranus. So this weekend also has a bit of this freeing energy. We've had this off and on for quite some time. This is now the third aspect with this since Mercury went retrograde. And so this is very much, again, supporting, I think, that freedom of self, which is starting to move forward by midweek. And so by weekend, just feeling, I think, a bit of that freedom, open-minded, probably feeling a bit adventurous, free-spirited. Great weekend for mixing some things up in relationships, trying new things there, and just changing that routine in general. All right, so Pisces, have a fantastic week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon for the next forecast.